Let's now look at Q.D. Leavis, or Queenie Dorothy Leavis, born in 1906 and passing in 1981. She was an English literary critic and essayist, celebrated for her sharp analytical style and for the intellectual partnership she shared with her husband, F.R. Leavis. Born into a Jewish family, she brought what many described as a distinctive outsider's perspective to the British literary establishment of the early 20th century. Q.D. Leavis was a major contributor to the influential literary quarterly Scrutiny, which ran from 1932 to 1951. Here, she not only published essays but also played a crucial editorial role, helping to shape its reputation for rigorous moral and aesthetic standards. Her criticism was rooted in close textual analysis, but always framed within moral and social considerations. She frequently examined the relationship between literature and the cultural environment that produced it, making her work both analytical and socially aware. One of her most debated critical moments came in her response to Virginia Woolf's Three Guineas. Leavis famously attacked the book as, and I quote, a narrowly framed and politically limited feminist polemic. This reflected her broader skepticism toward the feminist movement of her time, a position that set her apart from many contemporaries and often provoked strong reactions. Let's now turn to Sir William Empson, born in 1906 and passing in 1984, one of the most influential English literary critics and poets of the 20th century. Empson played a crucial role in shaping the practice of close reading that became a hallmark of the New Criticism movement. His landmark work, Seven Types of Ambiguity, published in 1930, remains a foundational text in modern literary criticism. In this book, Empson treats ambiguity not as a flaw but as a defining strength of poetic language. He famously described ambiguity as a kind of intellectual puzzle that occurs when alternative views might be taken without sheer misreading. For Empson, poetry is an exploration of the tensions, conflicts, and divisions within the author's own mind. Ambiguity, therefore, becomes the very vehicle through which these complexities are conveyed. A careful reader, he believed, could uncover multiple layers of meaning, sometimes hidden in a single word, phrase, or image, thereby revealing the richness and depth of the poetic experience. In Seven Types of Ambiguity, Empson categorizes ambiguity into 7 distinct forms, each representing a progressively more intricate interplay of meaning. First, metaphor, where two things are said to be alike despite having different properties, a notion comparable to the metaphysical conceit. Second, two or more meanings are resolved into one, such as the simultaneous use of multiple metaphors. Third, unconnected meanings, two ideas linked only through the immediate context. Fourth, alternative meanings that, while in tension, combine to clarify a complex state of mind in the author. Fifth, what Empson calls fortunate confusion, emerging when the author discovers his idea during the act of writing, with a simile arising midway between two separate statements. Sixth, contradictory or irrelevant interpretations, where a statement says nothing definite, compelling readers to invent their own often conflicting interpretations. And finally, seventh, full contradiction, where two elements in the context are opposites, revealing a deep division in the author's mind. Alan Tate, born in 1899 and passing in 1979, was a poet, essayist, and literary critic whose work helped shape the foundations of New Criticism. Closely associated with the Southern Agrarians, a group defending the cultural and agricultural traditions of the American South, Tate blended poetic artistry with rigorous critical thought. His creative achievements include Mr. Pope and Other Poems in 1928 and The Mediterranean and Other Poems in 1936, while his critical essays advanced the principles of close reading and formal analysis. Rejecting biographical and historical distractions, he upheld the view that literature should be studied as an autonomous art form. His landmark essay Tension in Poetry defined poetry as a balance between the logical and the emotive, a fusion of denotative and connotative meanings that creates depth. Tate also warned that modernity had caused a fragmentation of cultural values and believed literature must restore wholeness through disciplined form and moral seriousness. As editor of the Sevani Review and mentor to future critics, Tate institutionalized new criticism in American universities, leaving an enduring mark on 20th century literary study. That's a wrap on new criticism and the key critics. If this helped, hit like, subscribe, and share it with one friend preparing UGC NET English. All chapter-wise PDFs and PYQs are in our app download link in the description. Drop your doubts or tricky PYQs in the comments. I read and reply. Until then, keep your eyes on the text and your mind on the method. See you in the next one.